Hello, I'm Chris Pickard. I'm Director of Body Imbalance in Hertfordshire, and I've been working with people with fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue and other chronic health conditions for 21 years. So while you may well be an expert in your condition and how you are coping with it, I've seen hundreds of experts, and I've put together a common way that they've coped and they found a way forwards to actually get to recovery, or at least get to a point where they're comfortable in themselves and they know what they can do and they can actually go out and achieve what they want to in life again. So what are these common pathways? Well, there are three, and very often it's a combination of all three that are needed, but there's a fourth one that most of them have missed. So the first three are, and you're probably aware of this yourself, is nutritional deficiencies. You probably know people that have found that taking magnesium or taking some vitamin or mineral has provided miraculous effects for them, but not for everybody, just for some. You probably know people that have gone through things like the lightening process for chronic fatigue or ME that have had amazing success, but then you'll know people that it had no success at all for. Then there's people who can trace their problem back to an original physical injury, and they go and see a chiropractor or an osteopath and they get amazing results, but not everybody. And that's because there's a fourth thing going on, and unless that's addressed, most people can't get better. And this is what makes us different, because we do the correct tests that actually look at your healing mechanisms. Now, there are specific things that we know go wrong in people with fibromyalgia, and it's all to do with the mitochondria. There are a number of different functions in the mitochondria. There's also a secondary problem, which is to do with the way that nerves grow, but we can actually work with that as well. But we've got to do the right tests, and there are three main tests that we do, all three of which you can do no matter where you are in the world, because we can send them out to you. Okay, one of these tests you can actually do in the next 5 minutes. If you put your name and email address into the link that's going to be around here somewhere, probably below, then we can actually send you a link to do this test at home. And what it does is it looks at the health of your nervous system in a way that, again, it's one of those happy moments in science where you realize that one thing here is linked with everything else in the body. And it's a simple test that you can do online, and it looks at whether your nervous system is being nourished well enough or whether it's toxic. And that's a big clue as to what one of the major problems is. Toxins actually switch off your mitochondria and they make you feel more pain. And unless you're able to clear toxins from your body, you're always going to have problems. And the problem is with things like Lyrica, oxycodone, oxycontin, Nurofen, ibuprofen, aspirin, paracetamol, all the pain-killing and anti-inflammatory drugs, they actually add to the problem of toxicity. This is why in trials of people with fibromyalgia, nearly all of them after 8 months, if they were on Lyrica, were worse than people who had the same amount of pain at the beginning and didn't go on it, because it's adding more toxicity to the problem. So we need to see how healthy or sick your nervous system is, because your nervous system, that's where you feel your pain, that's what you live your life through. So we need to make sure it's really healthy. The next thing we do is we actually look at cellular inflammation. Now, as I've said, drugs actually add to this problem. Even anti-inflammatory drugs don't actually bring down inflammation at the cellular level. They may stop various parts of the inflammatory process, which is actually critical for healing acute inflammation. But what they actually add to is they actually cause more cellular inflammation. And this can't be measured by a blood test, not very accurately anyway. We do a test that's 50 times more accurate than a blood test for cellular inflammation. And you can either come to the clinic or we can send it to you. The third test is a very simple test, and it's about testing your alkaline reserves, how well you can buffer acidic reactions in your body. And this is again critical to understand what's happening with your healing mechanisms and what kind of strain they're under. Once we've actually assessed you and what's going on generally, we can then fix your healing mechanisms. And then beyond that, we can apply procedures to actually enhance your healing mechanisms, to stimulate the healing reactions in your body. There are some amazing things out there that have been shown to work on fibromyalgia and chronic pain. And when you do the right things, when you get the nervous system healthy again, when you remove the toxins from the body, when you decrease cellular inflammation, when you actually apply what's called mitochondrial therapy to your body, to the way that you live, you actually start to get things working. And then when you add in certain other ways to actually bring your body back to normality and to wellness and to healing, you get amazing results. And that's what I'd like for you, amazing results. So to help you along that way, I'd like to invite you to come and join me live on Facebook for as long as you want to, really. We're halfway through at this current time a 7-week training program on introducing what I call the Magnificent 7, the Magnificent 7 healing strategies. And we'll send you links to what we've already done. And I'd like to invite you into the most amazing self-help forum that I've ever found. And I send all of my patients to it. I'm in there myself. And you're going to be amazed at it, because it's a group of people that are all there achieving things. They're all there getting through things, getting better, and encouraging other people. It's such an uplifting experience. People who thought there was no hope, and suddenly they're going out with confidence, their health is improving. And that's one of the things you need to do if you've got a chronic health problem, is you actually need to surround yourself with people who are achieving great things, who were where you are or are where you are, and they're going to help encourage you and lift you up. And that's all for free. Okay, and it's not my group or forum, although I will give you the link to that as well. Okay, so please come and join us and thrive again. Be well.